Yo, what's going on? A pluses, nerd mixes. Sorry this is so delayed. Been under the weather dealing with COVID. It's been crazy how hard that's hit my household, but I got enough lung capacity and energy out to be able to come and do this review on the heels. Well, before we get the big episode part 4 of Armageddon, which looks like it is going to be a banger. So I can't wait for that. This particular episode, Armageddon Part 3, was very, very good, man. Like I really enjoyed Cecile getting back in the mix. A lot of what's going on between the separation of Team Flash and just having a father figure, or he, you know what I'm saying, without having Oliver or without having, you know what I'm saying, Joe West there, having Black Lightning, you know what I'm saying, Jefferson step in to be that voice of reason when it comes to what's going on with Barry. This episode jumps off with where we left off, Barry at the Hall of Justice, instituting the Injustice Protocol, which means Jefferson Pierce, played by Cress Williams, is actually a person who is supposed to stop Barry from hurting the world. So he's trying to alter his device for a suit in order to be able to have Black Lightning be able to break off his connection to the Speed Force, which is an irreparable decision. There's nothing you can do about it. Once it's done, it's done. To me, while watching this and thinking about what happened at the end of last season, everything that's going on, the more that happens, the more this makes me feel like it is a plot by Thawne the Reverse Flash in order to depower Barry or change the timeline in order to fit his benefit. I don't know how, but at the end of this episode, we start to see more of what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because you're depowering Flash. Because when we saw what was happening at the end of last season, like Thawne couldn't even touch Barry and what was going on. Barry's power level was so high that Thawne looked like he was moving in slow motion. So there's nothing Thawne could do to stop Barry as strong as he was now. So he has to use other means in order to do it. So I do feel like Thawne set this all up to have Despero, because Barry's always been weak to psychic attacks and different things like that, to have Despero come try to destroy Barry while keeping him occupied with everything else he's doing in his life to mess it up. Then you get back to where I guess everybody is hanging out as far as Team Flash is, the de facto headquarters in Chester's garage. They're having a conversation on if Flash is going to be bad or not. And then Cecile jumps up and is the voice of reason. Because remember, it was an episode last season when she was losing her mind, when she thought she might, you know what I'm saying, be going evil or whatever. And she makes a statement about someone that we love is going through a mental health crisis. So I don't care what he may or may not do 10 years from now. We need to take care of him today. This is a big thing for me, somebody who battles with depression and mental health issues. I really felt her statement like that is something that isn't wrong about, you know, people who are looked at to be champions and never asked, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? But Team Flash immediately gets motivated by that, you know, and Iris comes in after seeing some of the CCPD footage and basically says that she thinks Barry's being framed because there's a frame missing in that footage and that Joe might still be alive. But see, Cecile has had her closure with Joe's passing and doesn't want to like cling to any type of hope. So that kind of divides the team right there. With Iris like, I'm going to go check this out regardless what y'all want to do or not. Allegra ends up going with her, but Cecile, Caitlin, and Chester end up being, you know what I'm saying, the other side of Team Flash is doing what they're doing. Now we go back to the Hall of Justice. You have Cress Williams, Black Lightning, having conversations with Barry, talking about respective loved ones, while Barry's trying to figure out how to alter Black Lightning's device in order to be able to strip the Flash of his powers or even power up him. It's a funny thing, you know what I'm saying? Crest says, man, you might even be better than Gamby. You know what I'm saying? How he was able to alter the tech on the suit. So they go through the whole thing of starting to eliminate Flash's powers, which takes a minute. It takes a couple of, yeah, well, it has to storyline. You know what I'm saying? Drag the storyline. It's not just gonna be shoom and it's done. They wanted it to take a little bit so they can, you know, build the suspense and what's going on, right? Cecile and Chester think about making like a cerebro type device, kind of like what Charles Xavier uses in order to be able to find out where Barry's at, but they don't have enough power. They can't generate enough power what they're doing right now in order to do it. So Cecile kind of knows exactly what to do. They go tap into Top. You remember that she was a psychic that could like push people, I think it was emotions or something like that, get people to do bad stuff and stuff. I forget exactly what Top power set is, but Rosa Dillon, they negotiate a deal in order to reduce her sentence for her to help Cecile. And then that's when you get they jump to Iris and Allegra at the train station, viewing more footage where they actually see that the frame wasn't going, where the frame that was missing from there, they didn't go to CCPD. They actually see that, so it kind of discourages Iris because now she thinks she was wrong, right? And that Joe did die. But she sees like these little particles and stuff coming off the track. And even though Allegra tries to be like, man, it might still be, you know what I'm saying, good. Don't give up, Iris. Don't give up, Iris. You know what I'm saying, type thing. Allegra trying to tell that he could still be alive. So when they get back to the office, like Allegra presents Iris with like this evidence of like coincidence on top of coincidence, like the perfect list of coincidences in order for Joe's accident to happen. And Iris sees like the same particles like coming off of the paperwork and what's going on, right? Then they jump back to the garage and they have Cecile there hooked up with Top, and they're going to use their powers in order to project Barry's location on an old box television, right? Top is able to motivate Cecile in order to do that by kind of like telling her to forget about her love for Joe, blase, skippity woohoo, and you start to get a blurry image of the Flash before it overloads the amplifier. Despero sees what's going on, so he decides to like just sit back and let them find, you know what I'm saying, Barry form, and then he'll just follow him there. Typical villain move in order for something like that to happen. Um, uh Iris, hyped up off of what was going on, decides to go back to the train station. Dion ends up finding her there, and Dion's been kind of like treating her for her still force for like her time sickness, you know what I'm saying? And then but Iris, knowing that she's getting that treatment, she's only seeing a piece of the picture. So she tells Dion to remove the treatments from her. He kind of hesitates at first, but when he does, they start to see all the particles and stuff flying around. And Dion said then like he deduces someone's tapped into the negative still force and rewrote history so that, you know what I'm saying, Joe would die, and then no like ether being, whether it was Dion or anybody like that, Flash, nobody would notice anything that was done, right? So Chester ended up getting like a notification that the part accelerator's been turned on, and it happened to be Despero turned it on so he could level up his power so he could go ahead and kill the Flash. Chester and Caitlin kind of like scramble to end up to when they understand like what's going on, what Despero's doing, they end up getting a clear image of where he's at. They find out where Flash is at. Despero appears in front of them, and Top does like this weird double turn, but Despero ends up like killing, well, you think he kills her, and then like does some mind stuff, and then like blood goes there, like blood is leaking out, and she drops to the ground. Tries to do the same thing with Cecile, but Cecile ends up standing up for herself and using her love for Joe and her family and stuff like that to overpower Despero, but he takes off to go after burying them. But and then Cecile and Caitlin check, and Top is barely alive. Gotta keep her alive because she might change her ways. So it's kind of like a race to see who's gonna get to Barry first. They go back to the Hall of Justice, And Barry finally tells Jefferson what's going on about Despero and everything like that. And then like Jefferson is upset. And then Barry loses his temper and they end up brawling. And the fight doesn't stop until they go crashing through Oliver Queen's memorial. And then that's when Jefferson has like the cool conversation with him about why Oliver's gone and why Barry's still around. He sacrificed his life because of the hero you would be. And then they go through the whole the little thing that Black Lightning says, who life is this? You know what I'm saying? How you going to live it? And he has Barry go through that himself, right? Despero appears. They make a distraction so Barry can run to 2031 and see, so he can see what Despero is seeing with his own eyes, right? But then when Barry gets there, he sees a venue that's like says West Party. And then he walks in there and he sees like all his friends, like people from National City. You got Kara's sister, you got Javicia Leslie's Batwoman there, and others. I think you even got the dude who turns into the new Adam. I can't remember his name. He's there too. But then he sees Eobard Thawne and Iris West celebrating their engagement to be married. And when everybody turns around and looks at Barry, they all look like disgusted, it ticked off, and then end scene. So I want to know what exactly Thawne has done in order to pull this off, because this is incredible. This is incredible writing. This is an incredible story. If the rest of the season has this style of writing to it, this type of production, Barry Grant Gustin playing the character like this is going to be an amazing season 8. I would have to say. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see this episode tonight, and I will have this review for episode 4 up for you guys tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, you will have it. I ain't playing no games. It's going to be that and Hawkeye. What did you guys think about the new intro? For at least all of my reviews, I'm trying to have new A+ intros for them. I'm trying to get some done for everybody. If they want to use them, they can use them. Let me know what you think about the new intro. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you think about the Flash so far. I'm really digging this season. It's a real pick up from what season 7 was, and I can't wait for the episode tonight, y'all. I can't wait for Hawkeye. Man, it's just some good comic book television going on right now, if you know what I'm saying. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, it's been Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself, Indy Uchiha. I'm out, but not before I let Adam tell you guys how you can join the Patreon. I'll let you guys later.
If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+opinions. And as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.